So now she's like, oh, he still wants to talk about it. And it's like, yeah, because you're talking about someone who they both know. And you are probably popping off. Like, if I'm going around just, like, cussing somebody out behind their back and, like, saying all this stuff about them, and then, like, my friend's like, oh, you don't want to say nothing now, though? You've been telling all these influencers, like, she's telling influencers bad things about another influencer. It's not like she's just telling her friend. These are people who are networking with her as well. So it's kind of like somebody gave you a shout out. Okay, they gave you a shout out. They're helping you grow, and then you're tearing them down behind their back and no one knows about it. That's what's happening. You're giving everyone a negative opinion of this person, so it makes it harder for them to work with people. They're just going to see her as an annoying person all the time, and then they're going to want to work with you more. It's like you're trying to take her spot or something. You get what I mean? So, yeah, if you're going to try to just break into the industry or whatever like that, then people are going to call you out on it because you're being two-faced as hell.
Said, and I called my dad. And I was talking to him in Korean, and my dad was really concerned because we weren't really talking about anything serious, but I just wanted to sound as if I had gotten the worst news. And so I hung up with him, and, you know, they both saw the conversation that I had. And Nick was like, are you okay? And I said, yeah, just a lot of really bad family stuff going on. I did this because I was so scared of him that I didn't even want to act differently around him. But at that moment, I was so...
No, you did that because you wanted to, again, play the victim so that he would leave you alone and you could still network. That's why she did that. And now she's saying, I just didn't want to know. No, you wanted to be like, I'm dealing with family drama. Something serious happened, like insinuating a family member died or something. You see how she's admitting to everyone, I'm manipulating them, and I'm manipulating him, and I'm doing this so that no one can know that I badmouthed someone terribly behind their back who was helping me. This isn't like you're badmouthing Onision or something. You're badmouthing somebody who was helping you. And so it's just like... And then you're trying to manipulate the situation so you can still be innocent and keep working with people and getting more subs and stuff. You can't have it both ways.
I was shaken. I knew I couldn't be goofy right now. I couldn't be excited. And so I just needed a minute. Just try to shove down the need to cry and to shove down all these hurt and scared and uncomfortable feelings that I had because we still had a video.
You don't cry.
And so then we go to Zach's place and we're cooking. I kept trying to find a way out. I mentioned multiple times in a very joking way, like, you guys don't need me. I don't even, it's ASMR. You guys don't need me. And he would say things like, Nick would say things like, Stephanie, we're all tired.
They make you feel sorry for voicing concerns. That's not you voicing... Okay, like, oh my fucking God. Oh man, like, I'm getting so annoyed right now. Everything she says is just a bag of lies. How is that voice... If you say, you guys don't need me... I'm gonna just ask everybody a simple question. When people say, you don't need me, I couldn't help with this possibly, that's you like self-deprecating yourself, isn't it? So people are like, oh, come on, no, stay. We want you here, right? You voicing a concern would be, I'm dealing with family drama, I have to go. Why would you not just say that? You get my point? She wants to stay. This is so disgusting because she wants to stay to network. And then she starts saying, you all don't need me, so she can play the victim even more. But she's taking it to, like, she doesn't know how to do it properly. So it keeps backfiring on her. And so they're just like, no, stay, even though she wants to leave. If she really wanted to get out of there in a manipulative way, but keep networking with them, she should have been like, oh, I have to go. But she wanted to do that video with them. Probably because she thought it was a video that was going to get a bunch of clicks or something. Because I don't know what happened in it, but even mentioning that drama, she knows that that's going to get a bunch of clicks. But if she has to cut it early, they might just not even do the video, you know, and then she won't get her subs or whatever. So it's just like she wants to stay there and still be innocent. But at no point did she voice a concern. Not at all. She never voiced a concern. She just keeps implying stuff. It says, if you ask questions or make a suggestion, an emotional manipulator will likely respond in an aggressive manner or try to draw you into an argument. And she keeps saying that he's like angry, but at no point has she given examples of him being angry. So she's showing it again, so you just assume he's being mean. Let's hear if she finally gives us an example.
So I felt like that was a signal to me, like, get it together. And I was like, oh, he knows something's wrong. And so then because of that, I started getting more and more cautious, and I was like trying to make jokes, and I was trying to be, you know, there was like this hot Cheeto thing where you're cooking, and I was like, it looks like a heart. Oh. And I just felt like if I didn't make jokes, and because of that, I started getting, felt like that was a signal to me, like, get it together. And I was like, oh, he thinks like, Stephanie, we're all tired. So I felt like that was...
Okay, so him saying, Stephanie, we're all tired. Why would that doesn't even sound like a human conversation. If someone says, you all don't need me, who responds and says, we're all tired? You would have to be saying that you're tired for them to say, we're all tired, right? Like, you're not just tired, we all are. But she's saying it all like innocent, and you don't need me. No, you were telling them you were tired. instead of like sticking with the drama thing with your family. Again, like, and he probably, like, I'm not gonna go with the fact that he even said, like, we're all tired. Like, he could have said it like, yeah, we're all tired, right? And she's proven to not be trustworthy. I forgot what that term was with, when, like, you're caught lying, your testimony isn't, you know, trustworthy. I forgot the word for it, but there's a word for it. Her testimony isn't trustworthy because she keeps lying. So I don't believe that he was actually that bad just based off of her track record. He probably was just saying, yeah, we're all tired.
A signal to me, like, get it to make jokes. And I just felt like if I didn't make him feel like everything was okay, he would just get more and more angry with me. And so we filmed
he get angry.
video at the end of the ASMR because it was a whispering one. Nick turned to me and he said, is there anything else you'd like to say? And I just remember feeling so gutted. Like my heart had dropped to the ground because I thought it was going to be another interrogation.
Are you gonna cry?
Thank you for watching us eat. And so I said, thanks for watching us eat this food. At this point, you know, Nick is talking about, what are we going to eat tomorrow? And at this point, I'm really just trying to go home without angering him. So I leave that area around 2 in the morning, and I drive home. And when I'm driving home...
She said, I just wanted to go home without angering him, but at no point was he actually angry. So, like, what are you talking about?
I'm experiencing a lot of emotions. Even after what happened in the video, he knew. There's no way he didn't know I was uncomfortable. Sure, maybe there was miscommunication before the video. Maybe he really thought that I wanted to spill my guts about Veronica all of a sudden. But in the video, there's no way Nick did not know that I was so uncomfortable for those 30 minutes. Because I was trying not to cry for those 30 minutes. And so I'd be like, okay, like, make sure you don't...
Okay, like, she just doesn't cry. We've already established that quite a few times. Secondly, it's like... Again, he might be manipulative, like what he did, I think is manipulative, yeah. I don't know what she said, so because this is my only thing. It's only not manipulative, but just like passive aggressive. If she was like, I'm gonna say everything, I don't care, and then she's on camera and she's like, no, then I think it's more warranted. But that's the only case where I'd say what he was doing wasn't manipulative, okay? I'm just establishing... That's the only way he's going to be more innocent, is if she was just, like, out there, like, I'm going to let it all out. I don't care. And you're more in the wrong than him because he's not talking about this innocent person. The only innocent person is the person you talking about. The person who canceled on one video and was helping you grow. And you're, like, just, you know, screwing them over behind their back. That's the only innocent person here. And what you did is worse than what he's doing because at least he's doing it to your face.
Okay, but also make sure you have answers ready. What do I say? Even after the video... It seemed like he was still the one that was upset with me. I had no right to be upset. He was like, well...
It seems he was upset with me. I had no right to be upset. Why does it seem? If you have no right to be upset, someone's going to actually make it clear you don't get to be upset. She keeps saying, it seems, it feels, it seems, it feels, it feels. I think I'm interpreting it vague.
You're the one that said you wanted to talk about it. Then why would you tell me you wanted to talk about it? There was no, hey, are you okay? I know it got a little heated. You know, they both saw the conversation that I had. And Nick was like, are you okay?
There was no, hey, are you okay? And Nick was like, are you okay?
Like, I almost feel like I did tell him. Did I? I don't think that I would, but what if I did?
Oh my god, that is not a situation where you can play the whole, I had to question my own reality. Did I tell him? Yeah, you did. You said this yourself. You said, I will address it. I can't act like it didn't happen. And you and him both know that he's been asking you for a long time to talk about the issue. And at no point did you make it clear that you didn't want to bring up that part. You never said it. You admitted to this whole audience that in your head, you're like, I feel like this, but you never told him we're not talking about that part. So you literally can't play the whole, he's making me question my reality, because as far as everyone knows, you kept it vague so he could read into it and said, you will address it. You can't act like it didn't happen.
Or what if I'm not a good communicator? And what if I said, yeah, let's do it, but maybe I should have said, but without talking about Veronica and everything I told you in private, I started questioning myself. I started being like,
but maybe I said without that. You didn't say it. You admitted it earlier. You never said it. You just keep implying it. You're the liar.
Why did you do that, Stephanie? Why would you ever make him feel like that?
They leave you questioning your sanity. Yeah, I told you she was going to do it. No, he didn't do that to you, you liar.
Why would you ever make him feel like that? Kind of like an internal battle of half of me being like, why did you do that, Stephanie? That was your fault for misleading him. And then the other part of me was like, it doesn't matter. You were still uncomfortable in the video, and he did not care. And he was actually upset. I get home and I just, I broke down. I mean, I just went straight into the bathtub. I just didn't want to even smell like the food we had just eaten. I did not want to talk to anyone. And my fiance he obviously knows something's wrong. And so he's sitting there and he's saying, babe, what happened? I was like, I don't know if something happened. I felt like I couldn't talk about it because what was there to talk about? It's not like he held me against my will to film these videos. I just can't explain this.
No, you just stayed to network.
And I just was so scared that I sounded crazy because you're a grown woman, you had a car, you could have left, you could say no.
You talked about someone behind their back, you acted like you didn't do it when you did, and you kept talking about them anyway, even though all they did was help you.
I truly felt in that moment, after everything that's happened, that I couldn't. But how do you explain that to someone? Because they would just look at you and say, yes, you could. To be honest, what it felt like, and the only way that I've ever felt like this to any degree in my life prior to Nick was a couple years ago. And I vowed I would never find myself in a position like that ever again, where I felt like no really didn't have a lot of power, and I felt like it didn't matter.
Okay, so this is how people avoid criticism. I was a victim of assault. I was assaulted. Because I'm pretty sure that's what she's going to say next. I'm just assuming. Those two things have nothing to do with each other. They have absolutely nothing to do with each other. And it annoys me that with the Trisha Paytas video, she's like, oh, she's so traumatized by it. No, she's using it. And there are people who do use their, assault to their advantage. Most don't. And anybody who thinks that's an excuse to not believe when someone is confiding in you privately about something that happened. If it's an influencer, you don't know them. Just if you don't know the truth or not, then don't go on either side and just be like, it could be true, it might not be true. But if someone's talking about it to you privately and they haven't told anyone else, for you to just be like, oh, well, some people lie, so everyone lies. More often than not, people actually have been assaulted. So my point is, a lot of people who do get assaulted, it's like a genuine thing, but some people will use it to their advantage because a lot of people are sociopathic and narcissistic, and I talk about it all the time. So for you to just be like, I was assaulted before, and I'll never be tricked like that again. This is a situation of you doing something wrong and not wanting to get called out on it. That has absolutely nothing to do with your assault. And so I'm not going to sit here like poor baby. If we're supposed to be talking about your assault, okay, yeah, you don't deserve to be assaulted. But like if we're going to be talking about, you bad-mouthing people, no, I'm not going to go poor baby.
I was uncomfortable. That night I was really pushed into a really, really, really dark place that I never thought I would be in again. I had a breakdown, and it was unlike any other breakdown I had. It was one where I felt shame. Guilt.
Is she gonna cry?
I did say. I would talk about it. Didn't I? I don't know. He said I did. So I must have. And then this shame of, why did you even stay for the third video? Why did you even laugh with him? Why didn't you tell him, no, Nick, I don't want this. No. Why didn't you tell him no? After everything that's happened in the past, I told myself
It's like she's making it sound like she's getting, I mean, how did we get here, man? And I understand at no point has she actually addressed what she did wrong. She keeps making it seem like she's completely innocent. At no point has she just been like, yeah, I did something wrong, but... And the fact that she can't take accountability for it just shows how manipulative she is. If I do something wrong, I'm going to take accountability for it. If I've done something wrong, I'm going to be like, yeah, it wasn't right of me to do that, but you also shouldn't be trying to put me on blast because, people say stuff. And there's a difference between saying it in private and saying it in public or blah, blah, blah. But she knows that she was, manipulating people against that woman behind her back. So that's going further than just complaining. She was doing something wrong, like something manipulative. And now she's trying to play the victim.
I would never, ever, ever feel like that again. I would never feel like that again. I just didn't want to feel like that ever again.
She's not even crying. And now she's showing this one. This has, absolutely nothing to do with, this is just so disgusting. It's honestly a very disgusting thing to conflate both of these things together. Because now anybody who tries to call you out on your manipulation and your wrongdoing, the stuff that you did that was messed up, all your fans are going to be like, she was assaulted, how dare you, she's a victim, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. She's not saying nice things. She's being positive, but she's not saying nice things, okay? She's accusing people of some horrible stuff right now, and comparing them to even more horrible things that are completely unrelated to her situation. So don't tell me I can't criticize her because she was assaulted.
It had been a really long night, and I went to sleep at around 7 a.m. I was in and out of sleep until around 2 p.m. At this point, I had already missed text messages from both of them separately, and I ended up calling Zach at 2:20. And when I called him, I didn't mention anything that happened yesterday, so I said, you know, I was up all night editing, I know I should have gone to sleep early, but I woke up, I'm not feeling too great, I think I have to cancel today, because it was going to be another 3-person collab day. For some reason, the thought of texting Nick at this moment, because I had missed calls and missed text messages from him, gave me this, like I started getting very short of breath, and so I washed my...
Okay, why would you say for some reason? Again, she keeps acting like she's innocent when she's already explained that she knows why she's acting the way she is. You get what I mean? Like, I'm saying that by instinct, she tells people for some reason because she knows that that's an innocent thing to say. But you should only be saying that when you're unaware of something. But and yes, she's talking about all this stuff after it's happened, so she's more aware than when it was happening. But she just got done explaining that right after she went home, she had a mental breakdown. So no one in their right mind would ever say, for some reason, I was worried the next day. Maybe it's because you had a quote-unquote mental breakdown the night before. Are you really that oblivious? You're 24 years old and you don't have some severe mental issue where you just don't understand reality versus fiction or something. Like you have basic comprehension skills, you know. You're just so programmed to speak in an innocent way that even when you're not supposed to say those words, you say them anyway. Because you know the saying, for some reason, is more innocent than saying, and then I started acting like this because of what he did. That's just going to sound more drama-filled. You get my point, more negative. But if you want to sound positive, you say, for some reason, you read into why. I won't tell you. But for some reason, I just was freaking out. I'm not going to tell you that I'm accusing him of being a horrible person because that's negative. I'll just let you read into it, and that'll be more positive. And then I can avoid criticism.
My face, and around 3:20, I texted them, and I'm just going to go through just the whole thread of text messages. And so I texted them at 3:29 p.m., and I said, hey guys.
I love how now she's going to go through the thread of text.
Sorry I've been in and out of sleep all afternoon after staying up late after getting back. I don't think I'll be able to film any collabs today. I'm feeling really sick and I realized I had a few sponsors due before year end that are really time sensitive. I'm so sorry, I hope you guys understand, but I'm really happy that we knocked some out yesterday. And I put my phone down, I put it on silent, and these are the next messages I got. You just now realized? Stephanie, I have been sitting here for 5 hours. When you were going in and out of sleep, you should have picked up the phone and given me a call, not leave me hanging. You didn't like it when Veronica did that to you. So no, I'm sorry, I do not understand.
They turn your words against you.
So no.
Consistently diminishing your feelings. Okay, so if you look back at her text message, there's a lot of BS going on, okay? So just read the stuff that she said. She said, I'm going in and out of sleep. So she's just like, I'm going in and out of sleep. I'm feeling really sick. And I realized I had all these collabs I have to do. I just don't think I'm going to do that. So she has all these excuses, and he's basically calling her out on it, like saying, come on, you're making up excuses. And he's like, you didn't like it when Veronica made up excuses not to collab with you. So it's like he's just calling her out on her hypocrisy. Because she's not being direct. She keeps implying. You notice how she kept implying that she was directly saying what she was and wasn't comfortable with, but at no point did she ever do it. She never did. And then here, she's like making it seem like, oh, I got all this stuff going on. And he's just like, this is BS. Come on. Like, just say what's on your mind. Because she is, again, doing the innocent thing. Like, if anyone's ever met her in person and you think that she's fake, you shouldn't be surprised. So when he says, I'm sorry, I do not understand, it's like, yeah, you're lying a whole lot and he's calling you out on it. But now you're saying he's turning your words against you. No, you were being You see how these people play victim and they call you the abuser when you call them out on something? They're just like, you said that I'm doing the same thing I criticize someone of? You're using my words against me. No. When someone says that you're, like in psychology, when you're turning someone's words against them, it's when you are, conflating issues or making some sort of false equivalency. It's not a false equivalency, though, because she's making up BS reasons not to do a collab, and she was complaining about Veronica for making BS reasons not to do a collab. The only difference is Veronica, just straight up said, oh, let me just dye my hair, then I'll do it. With her, she's trying to avoid being outed for talking about Veronica, someone who was supporting her behind her back. So what she did is worse, actually. So he has every right to bring it up because he's like, you're doing something worse than you complained about her doing. That's proper criticism.
So no, I'm sorry. I do not understand. I texted him back. I'm so sorry for making you feel that way. I sincerely apologize. I was so drained and slightly out of it this morning, and I'm so upset I didn't call you back earlier because I would never want you to.
And then, this is what people do next. They just start apologizing. But they're still going to keep being their crappy selves. You get my point? She's still not addressing again, it's still manipulative because it's like, I'm so sorry. If I just apologize, then that will make what I did wrong go away, right? No, just call it out. Address it directly and be like, I don't want to talk about it. And she's still trying to network with him despite the fact that that's what he wants to do. So it's like, again, you shouldn't be apologizing if you have nothing to be sorry for. And the whole reason why this won't go away is because you keep acting like you got all this stuff to say, but then when someone calls you on it, you want to be mum's the word and, like, you know, be all innocent and stuff. People don't like that.
Because I would never want you to feel like I don't respect your time. Again, I'm
You're
really
not
sorry.
sorry. You're not sorry because you kept saying that he was mean. You're telling us, the people viewing your video, he's being mean. He's being angry. I'm scared of him. I'm so scared of him. He made me feel like when I was assaulted. But you're going to sit here and apologize to his face and act all innocent as if, you know, you did nothing wrong. But you're painting a negative narrative about him to everybody as well, while making yourself seem innocent. You get my point? Her apologies are insincere. It's manipulative. It's disgusting.
Out of respect for our developing friendship, I do want to be transparent and let you know I was uncomfortable.
Developing our friendship. You mean keeping this line of network open. That's it. You said that he broke your trust earlier. She said that. She said it was long gone, you know, our friendship is over. She said that earlier, but now she's like, I want to keep this friendship open. But she said that day when they did that video, she was like, oh, that's all done with. We're not friends and I don't trust you. She said that she felt like that day. This is after that happened. And she's like, I still want to be friends. No, you just want to network.
With yesterday's video. I'm so sorry if I let you think or miscommunicated in any way that I wanted to talk about Veronica, but I truly did not. I mentioned that I wouldn't mind addressing you and me as it pertains to Shookbug, that neither of us had any hard feelings towards each other after what...
You were vague, and you've had a history of being vague, especially in this video where you should have been more descriptive because you're supposed to be explaining yourself, but you were extremely vague with him and everyone else. But you're saying that, you know, you were being specific about how you didn't want to talk about her.
What happened. And I did give you my perspective on what happened when we hung out, and I felt as if it was misrepresented in the video. I've mentioned to you many times that although Veronica and I aren't friends, and I am hurt or annoyed by some things that happened between us, I have absolutely no ill will towards...
All of a sudden, now she's saying she's hurt or annoyed by things. There's a difference between being hurt by stuff that happened between you and someone and being annoyed. You get my point? If someone hurt you, that means that they did something, like, malicious to you or something that was, like, really bad. If someone annoyed you, that just means that, you know, certain things that they do just irk you for some reason. You know, it's not the same thing. Like, one is more intentional than the other. So that really makes me wonder, what does she accuse this girl of doing? If she says, Veronica, you get my point. No one says, Veronica hurt me, and then says that she has no issues with her. It's a contradiction. So that means you were making it seem like Veronica is just this messed up person who's doing something to you and treating you a certain way. Like, remember how she said, like, she was saying that this guy was like, you remember when she made you do this? What did she make you do? How did she hurt you? You're not saying any of that stuff, but you're saying, I have no ill will. I don't want any drama, even though I started all this and I can't finish it.
It's her, and I feel some compassion for her situation since I've gotten to know her prior. Again, I understand this is your video, and I respect your feelings about the situation, but this is how I feel. Again, I'm sincerely so sorry for not getting back to you in time this morning, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, and I'm so sorry for this morning.
And so, this is, again, I've been around people like this all the time. I'm going to apologize 100,000 times, so you have no right to push this issue, even though I'm still being slimy at the same time. No, like, they're just empty apologies.
He texted me back. Then why did you tell me at your house that you wanted to address it on my channel? Also, why are you texting this to Zach? I messaged you privately.
So now she's showing when he finally said it. And in this context, I think that that's fine. Because she's lying to him. She's like, I didn't say I wanted to talk about it. And he's like, then why did you say it at my house? Or at your house, whoever's house they were at. You get my point? She just showed earlier that people gaslight and say, it never happened. And he's like, but you said it happened. He's insisting it happened. Usually, like, it's just, normally when people gaslight, they're telling you something didn't happen that did. Not telling you something did happen that didn't happen. And yes, they also do that too sometimes. But she already admitted that she did things while denying it in this video. So it would make sense if he's telling her, you did say it to me. What are you talking about? You're acting like you never said it when you did. You keep acting like I'm just Don't you see people do that slimy thing all the time? Where somebody's just like, if you feel hurt, if you know, I accidentally conveyed it to you as if it's your fault for not understanding what they're saying. No, that's what you said. Don't tell me that's not what you said.
And I responded, I want to address the issue here since all three of us were in the video, and I also owe Zach an apology for this morning and not keeping him updated on the schedule. I'm so sorry for any inconveniences I caused. Again, from the bottom of my heart, I'm so sorry if I made you feel that way. I wanted to let you know because I didn't know that...
Again, people who apologize as much usually play the victim. It's like, I'm so sorry again, and I'm sorry for this. Stop criticizing
There was a gap of miscommunication and understanding between us till the middle of that video we were filming. I was okay with talking about shukbang as it pertains to just you and me. Again, I apologize for any misunderstanding that could have...
Now she's finally saying it directly. She did not say it that night. She proved it earlier. But now she's going to say it after the fact. That's messed up. You should have said it in the beginning.
I hope you enjoy the rest of your stay, and I'm so sorry again for this morning as well. He responded with,
whatever.
You already talked to Zach this morning, but ignored me for 5 hours after that. Don't play games.
See? I'm telling you, like, he's annoyed because she's BSing him to his face. She's like, nope, didn't happen. No, I was just tired. Understand, she made up 100 million excuses, right? She's like, I'm tired. I'm going in and out of sleep. I didn't have time. I feel sick. I got to do other stuff. I'm sorry. It was an accident. I should have gotten back to you earlier, but I'm just so sick. Oh my God. I stayed up late. Excuse. But you were talking to this other person during all your sickness, in and out of sleep, collab, business, whatever. But you're not talking to him. It's deliberate and you're acting like it's not. So he's like, stop playing around, man. Like, why are you acting like you just accidentally didn't talk to me when you know you're avoiding me right now? Like, he's calling out how manipulative she is, and she doesn't like it. Now, is she gonna cry? Because she looks like she's crying, but she hasn't cried yet.
I back and I said, again, I'm so sorry if there was any miscommunication, if I made you feel that way. I wanted to take this time to clarify miscommunication about the video because I didn't know there was a gap in understanding until the middle of filming the video. And to apologize for this morning, I truly am so sorry. I know that I impacted your schedule today, and I'm so sorry about it.
So, one thing that people do to make themselves cry, by the way, is that they don't blink. And she's going for a long time without blinking. And, you know, she's cutting up this video, so who knows? She could have just been pausing to keep her eyes open so a tear could come out and then keep going. But I'm just looking at her eyes right now, and she was keeping them open for quite a while. Usually when people are authentically crying, they blink a lot. Now, people can make themselves cry and still do that, but one well-known method to make yourself cry that actors do a lot, and that's why you've been seeing more and more actors able to cry on command, or at least tear up on command, is that they just keep their eyes open. And your eyes are naturally going to water. And, you know, after you get the water coming up to your eyes, then you blink to shove the water out so that the tears can come out. Unless you want to build up some more water. So I really don't trust these tears right now because her eyes have been open for a while. And that's just, it seems disingenuous. And again, when she's crying, she's like this mousy like voice, innocent voice. When people usually like, their whole persona kind of changes when they cry. And, you know, there's, like, actual snot coming down. They're like, you know, like, her nose isn't really all that red, even though she's apparently been crying the whole video. She's forcing sniffles, but her nose would be a lot more red if she was actually crying as much as she's been pretending like she is.
My miscommunication about the video because I didn't know there was a gap in understanding until the middle of filming the video. And to apologize for this morning, I truly am so sorry. I know that I impacted your schedule today, and I'm so sorry about that.
You see how she's keeping her eyes open while reading, like, just keeping them open. She's like... And then she, like, blinks and she's trying to get these tears out. Like, she's trying to force these tears out.
I didn't know there was a gap in understanding until the middle of filming the video. And to apologize for this morning, I truly am so sorry. I know that I impacted your schedule today, and I'm so sorry about that. He said...
You didn't, like, address the fact that you were avoiding him. She keeps acting like, it's just an accident. You were talking to somebody else while saying you didn't have time to talk to him. He says, awesome, so which day would you like to reschedule for?
So which day would you like to reschedule for? And I responded, I know that you're in LA for only a couple more days and have a lot scheduled, and I'm so sorry for today. Sorry. I do have to get back to you since I do have approaching deadlines, and I know my fiance already had things planned for me and the doggos for the holidays. Again, I'm so sorry for today, and I hope you're able to enjoy the rest of your day.
Notice how once she finally got the tears out, she's calming right back down. Like, as soon as she got them one tear, like they came out of both her eyes, but she gets them out and then she's like, yep, blah, 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 and just goes back to like, you know, she keeps doing that. It's like every single, and when you watch TV shows and stuff, they usually get one tear out and then that's all they gotta do for the scene. Because, well, you got the tear out, so technically you were crying. You don't have to cry for the rest of the scene. So it's just like, she got it out and now she's done.
And he responded with, literally at any point in this conversation, you could have resumed with our videos planned for tonight. Please talk to me. Zach told me he wants to be left out. I reached out half a dozen times already. Please talk to me there.
You see how she's like blinking way more now? And her eyes aren't as wide? Like, my point is, earlier when she was trying to force the tear out, she made her eyes way wider. They're like, you can barely see her eyes right now. But before, she was just staring at the screen and barely blinking at the same time to strain the water coming out. But now that she got those two tears out, now she's like blinking and her voice is back to being lower and blah, blah, blah. Because she got the tears out. She got what she wanted. But anyway, so what is she reading?
And he responded with,
because I'm too busy paying attention to her, just noticing the difference between when she pushed out the tears and when she's not anymore. And her face, you don't keep your eyes wide open when you're trying to stop crying. You close your eyes, you wipe your eyes, like, you know, you're squinting your eyes because it hurts. Like, doing that hurts when you keep your eyes open and you don't blink. It hurts, especially when they're wide. You're not supposed to be doing that when you're crying. You're not supposed to be trying to make yourself, like, cry even more, you know? That's just a scientific, like, biological thing. If you want to cry more, just put more strain on your eyes. Why are you doing that if this is authentic?
literally at any point in this conversation, you could have resumed with our videos planned for tonight. Please talk to me. Zach told me he wants to be left out. I reached out half a dozen times already. Please talk to me there. Please talk to me.
She said manipulative people do not understand the concept of boundaries. They are relentless in pursuit of what they want and have little regard to get hurt on. Because, I mean, you're being manipulative. You're being two-faced. So, I could easily see why people would be like, whatever.
Zach told me he wants to be left out. I reached out half a dozen times already. Please talk to me there. The text messages that he sent, please give me a call. I got your group message, but it would be nice to talk to you here. Can you give me a call, please? I haven't heard from you personally since yesterday.
So that implies that she ignored him when he said, talk to me. She didn't tell him, I don't want to talk to you. She just ignored him and messaged in a group chat as a passive-aggressive way of saying, I don't want to talk to you. You get my point? Avoiding him again. And he's addressing her directly. And she's just like, nope. And again, it's because he has information that he has not divulged. He didn't say what she said behind anyone's back. But he's making the point that she's bad-mouthing someone who was helping her. And he's like, I want to know what's going on. So I think that what he did is manipulative, and he is pressuring her, and it's like, who cares, whatever, like, leave her alone. But at the same time, what she did is very wrong, too. And people are acting like it's just one-sided issue when she's being more messed up than him. Because at least he's addressing someone who's manipulative and two-faced. She was talking about somebody who was helping her, according to her. It says, crowding into your space physically, emotionally, psychologically, or spiritually is of no concern to them. Yeah, when you're talking about someone who you both know, who gives a shit about that stuff? Like, you're the one who's involved.
And I feel we need to chat. You only message things to the group chat, but not to me here. This is going to be my last time reaching out for the evening. I'm feeling hurt. Please talk to me, not through Zach. I also had This is going to be my last time reaching out for the evening. I'm feeling...
They use guilt trips or ultimatums. I mean, I'm pretty sure he's just tired of, like, dressing you directly and you keep running, you know? So he's just like, whatever. And you get that, like, now he's finally leaving you alone. It's like, see, it's an ultimatum. Yeah, it's either talk to me or I don't want to talk to you. Like, what? Yeah, anybody would give you that ultimatum.
Feeling hurt. Please talk to me, not through Zach. I also had 8 missed calls, some of them...
Use time to your advantage. In addition to unreasonable requests, the manipulator will often also expect an answer from you right away. No, he didn't. She avoided him for hours. He said it's been 5 hours, but you were talking to someone else. It'd be different if she didn't talk to anyone. He's like, it's been 5 hours. Why haven't you talked to me? But he made the point, you're talking to someone else instead of me, but then acting like you don't have time to talk to me. So he's not using her time to her advantage. Because she's lying. Again.
FaceTimes from Nick at the time. And later on, after all of this, there were some Instagram posts and stories that were made that I didn't know, but they were made while this conversation was happening. And the first is his Instagram post that's still up right now as of filming this, and I'm going to put it right here. And it says, I'm this effing close to making an exposing video. Should I? What the F is wrong with people? So rude, so self-serving, and inconsiderate. And then he posted a story with a black screen. Making some tea, you guys. You won't believe the audacity people have, but I have lots of receipts. And audio clips. Every time he texted me or called me, I feel like...
Oh my god.
And clips that he posted on his story, audio clips, I got alarmed because I felt weird about that. I never consented to any audio clips. So that means...
Why do you feel weird? What do you mean? You don't feel weird. She's like, oh no, what if I did say it? Uh-oh. Right? Because then she's like, crap, I tried to avoid it and he got an audio clip of it. Dang. You know, so that's why she said she feels weird about it, because she doesn't want to say she feels like she's been caught, or else it shows she's manipulative.
These were illegally recorded. When and where and how. I didn't know what he was talking about. I didn't know if this was just an empty threat to scare me even more, or if something happened that I don't know about. The only thing I can do is check. Also,
illegal recordings depend on what state you live in. Some people allow you to record others' voices. You just can't have their face in it. And some people... sometimes you have to get their consent. It depends on where you live. So it's not necessarily illegal. You would need to post a screenshot of that law for where you live for anybody to believe that. But she wanted to insinuate he's doing something illegal without any context to just put more blame on him.
What I have of security footage. And I went through all of Saturday when he was at my house. He was here.
Like how she showed her security footage, but she blurred out the guy's face. By her terms, that's an illegal recording. No, like, you didn't show his face, so technically it's illegal. So he could record your voice and it still be legal if he just doesn't put your face in it. It depends on where you live. In some places, you can put the face and the voice. It depends.
Here for about 5-ish hours. And out of those 5 hours that he was here, I used the restroom once. And during that time that I slipped away to the restroom very, very quickly, the one time that I did, without letting me know what he was doing, he took multiple pictures inside my house. And then immediately he started looking around at the ceiling. I didn't have any cool light fixtures up there. Just don't know what else would be up there other than security cameras. Seeing that footage was shattering and so angering because after everything that he made me feel safe enough to tell him about, I told him about the one thing that I don't talk to anyone about anymore. And I don't know if I would be this alarmed.
And like, why would you confide in it with him? After he made you feel uncomfortable. Like, he was already making her feel uncomfortable. Then she meets up with him and she's like, now I trust you. It's like, what? It's like, again, I think she's manipulative.
If throughout our entire interactions, I feel like he had never had any good or even harmless intentions with everything that he did. The way that he did it during the 5 hours he was here.
Oh, wiretapping law is two-way party consent law. California recorded without... Okay, like, so you're accusing him of wiretapping now?
The minute that I slipped away to the restroom, you knew why I'm so paranoid. You know why I have such a hard time letting people into my home. It was a very violating feeling, and it was just something that I don't think I'll ever be able to understand. But again, I felt like, again, that was my fault. I felt like, yes, this is gross, yes, this is creepy, but really, it's your problem, Stephanie, because you have this trauma.
Like, did he actually wiretap? You're just throwing that out there. Like, I don't know.
That maybe not a lot of people have, and maybe even though Nick knows about your trauma and knows how crazy you are about
I turned it down today to too invasive my home potential safety.
Home security, maybe he doesn't really understand. And then I came across this. And this is where I'm going to get really angry for this part of the video. Because there is no part of this video that I can stand by and say that I support Nick as a person, as someone who has a platform. This was a video that he took and consented to posting onto YouTube. It looked like he deleted it. I don't know if he ever addressed it. There is this channel called Choi who uploaded it, but with tons of edits. Those voice edits and those face edits are not my doing, but I'm just going to insert some clips here because I think when someone shows me a pattern of predatory behavior, I'm not going to not listen. I'm not going to ignore it.
Come on over, we'll hang out, we'll do our stuff, we can mukbang, and then do stuff after. You know, it was not about just film with me, it was about, like, we're gonna get it on. I literally blew dry my hair all over again. I put on so much perfume, I wasted it. I wasted $90 perfume. I made sure I washed my extra good. And they eat all your food and they leave, and you're like, I wasted my time, and scrub my for this experience. Because I was nice enough to say, I'll eat whatever you want to eat. Because I'm gonna sucked. You know, like, okay, I'm gonna bend over because, you know, like, I'm gonna give you what you want, or I'm gonna get what I want. And nothing happened. Waiting to get my action. Well, no wonder, dude. You're a loser.
I am in New York for a very limited amount of time. My time is important. I would rather spend it alone. This was supposed to enhance my trip, not make it more frustrating.
But you have to understand where I'm coming from, too. I'm clearly signaling to you, I am ready. You are here for to be ready. I'm not going to just grab it because you will come back and it's going to be the whole Me Too movement. Oh.
He's not here to be ready for you. Nobody is here to be ready for you.
I'm only going to be using conversations that have to do with this matter of my safety, my security, and the way that he's been threatening me.
Okay, so like this has nothing to do with what happened though. He said that he's not going to touch someone unless you have some instances where he did do those things and now he's not because of the Me Too movement. You can't even bring this up. You're insinuating that he's like an assaulter when he's not. Like, what the hell? That is out of line. It is. And it's not even dirt that's like explicit. That's the worst that she could find of him in that video. That's why she put it up. And that's not even that explicit. Like, he explicitly said he's not going to touch someone. So it's just like, that's out of line. Because she's been painting this narrative as if he's going to assault her at some point. When there's just no evidence of that at all. And so she's making it seem like, well, I'm just paranoid. But remember, she played innocent a lot of times and contradicted herself, showing that she knows more than she lets on. So she's just trying to do the whole, I'm just innocently paranoid of ever being hurt again because I was hurt once. And it's like, come on.
And it's not the little Me Too movement. How dare you discredit an entire movement that the sole purpose was giving people a voice who didn't have a voice. How dare you discredit the entire thing that saved so many people because you had a bad date in New York City. The little Me Too movement. Oh, no one's going to believe you.
How dare you discredit a movement? He made one comment about the Me Too movement. He didn't, and it was in a, hyperbolic way. Unless I actually hear him discrediting it, like straight up, I'm not about to sit here and be like, how dare you? Because it's like, how he said it is up to interpretation, you know? Because again, it was like hyperbolic. But with her, she was bad-mouthing someone behind their back. How dare you bad-mouth someone who is helping you? Why are you changing the subject to this? Address what you did. Your math is getting out there that you're two-faced.
No one's going to believe you because it was inappropriate, and that's why you didn't grab it. You didn't grab it because of the Me Too movement. You didn't grab it because there was a hashtag on Twitter. You didn't grab it because that's sexual assault if he didn't want you to. So sorry. In 2017, I posted an Instagram picture of me sitting on like this red lifeguard thing, and I said, I was so scared to even talk about what happened that I captioned it something just to make me feel like I had a voice and I had strength. I posted, sometimes you gotta be your own damn lifeguard, even if your head is too heavy to float. Hashtag me too. That was over 2 years ago. That and YouTube, I can really say, feeling like I had a voice and feeling like I could say something and someone would listen to me, honestly saving me. I was so happy that there was a way for me and my story, or at least make other people feel like, hey, you're not weird for having this trauma. You're not weird that you live life differently now.
He was trying to get her to talk about the Veronica thing, the person she was bad-mouthing, before she met up with him and confided in him, right? I'm pretty sure that's how it happened, because I kept asking, like, why would you confide in someone who's been pestering you to bring out... So this could have been a whole calculated measure, actually. That would finally answer my question. She could have been like, I'm going to confide in you about how I was assaulted. And then that way, if you try to bring up that I was talking about her behind her back, that's my ace in the hole. I can bring that up, and then nobody will be even talking about how I was bad-mouthing someone who I was using for more clicks. Yeah, I think that's what she did, because I just kept asking, why would you confide in someone who's pressuring you to talk about someone who you were talking about? Why? Why would you do that? And it has to be because you were putting that up your sleeve. That was like your last move. It's like, if you ever try to call me on it, I'm going to bring up that I'm a victim of assault. That's what I'm going to do. And then nobody's going to be talking about what I did wrong. So try me. That's the order of events that happened. She talked about someone, then confided in him, and it was so that she could do this if she ever got called out on it. And this is disgusting. Because people who are victims of assault, the average victim, they're going to, you know, anyone who is familiar with your type of manipulative tactics, hate people like you because you're the reasons why people don't want to believe victims when they come out. Because you use it to your advantage. And you're the minority. Most women don't do that. I know men get assaulted too, but this is like more of like her talking about women and, you know, how she feels. And again, like it's usually like the reason why people don't believe men is not the same as the reason why they don't believe women.
And you wanted to spread all of that because you had a bad date. I think that's disgusting but reckless for your audience. I think that's an incredibly reckless way to use your platform.
5 hours wasted. Nothing. 5 hours wasted. Nothing.
We're freezing out on the... What time? Hey Siri, what's the weather in New York City right now, please? It appears to be clear right now in New York. And what, 50 degrees?
50 degrees. That's cold. That's 20 degrees from frozen. Did he cuddle me? Did he try to keep me warm? No, nothing. Oh my god, what a loser.
I'm sorry if the cold made you feel uncomfortable. One of the biggest reasons I was even scared to make this video was because I knew that it looked stupid. Everything sounds dramatic. Oh, really? You were scared? Why did you stay? And there was nothing. Like, I felt like I had...
You wanted to network.
I don't know why. In any other situation, nobody ever needs a reason to feel scared or unsafe or uncomfortable, but I felt like I needed to have a reason. And I did it. And so I stayed, and I tried to make him less angry and not mad at me. And I was scared he was going to say, then why did you stay?
He wasn't angry at you.
Sorry, just miscommunication. I'm really tired. I should have gone home earlier. I'm like, well, you certainly wasted my time too if you're saying you should have gone home earlier, meaning you didn't really value the time spent. Because if you have a good time, you don't regret staying long because you had a good time. Do you ever say to someone,
Someone that, oh, I should have gone home earlier if you were having a good time? No, that means he wasn't having a good time. Wasting my time, mother...
Bye.
Bye. Maybe he wasn't having a good time because I wasn't having a good time, but I was too scared of you because you made me feel manipulated and fearful of what you would do. You made me scared of your anger, and so no, I wasn't having a good time. This wasn't an old clip from years ago. This was recent from his trip to New York City. I'm gonna leave the edited version that Shade Bang posted linked in the description. A lot has happened even after that. There's just been a lot of online bullying, and I'm someone that I've been through high school bullying. I talk about it a lot more on my other channel. He knows it. I've talked about it with him before. Again, like more shame and embarrassment because a lot of the people that he tagged are people that he knew that I would say, oh my god, I've watched her since high school, or oh, I love her, you know, I did a collab with her. And these are people that I respected. I don't want to believe that they know the full story of what he's done. I also felt scared because now it felt like if I say something, it's not just going up against Nick, but look at all the friends he has. You know, who do I have? And I just felt like I couldn't say anything because it would be going up against all of these people.
I was telling them a story about someone who, something happened, someone did something to me, and there was just a lot that broke my spirits. Or I'm gonna get what I want. And I was telling the story, and one of the inside joke from that story was in and out of sleep. And you don't understand, but then I told a few other YouTubers, I tagged them on Instagram, as well as my friends, and they all know. I was like, they know the story, and the major thing that they take away from that was the in and out of sleep.
In and out of sleep.
I've just been in and out of sleep, and I don't know what's going on, but I got things to do. I got things to do.
Have you been in and out of sleep?
I'm in and out of sleep. Oh my god.
She's like, it's so manipulative. Look at him. Look at him. Yeah, because you keep saying that you're in and out of sleep when you were lying.
In and out of sleep right now.
They're like, what the That is the most obnoxious, bizarre thing they've ever heard of. In and out of sleep, we turned something that really bothered me.
You laying for like a second is not in and out of sleep for 5 hours, and then all the other excuses you made too.
Into something that we can laugh about when we are at the club. I'm telling you, I should have put this.
Again, she's using that camera to her advantage to just perpetuate more manipulation. Like, it's just so
on YouTube. But also, I mean, it's just you have to laugh about things to get over things. It's just how.
This is basically the video. Like, she ain't gonna say nothing more. Like, I'll look at the rest of it. Like, I'm just gonna skip through. But I know it's. You get the point. Like, this is stupid.
Joke. They can't take a joke. And sometimes I can see where they're coming from.
One discussion, distinction, bullying, resistance. I'm over this, whatever. So I'm gonna go look at the comments. I didn't actually end the video. I just abruptly cut it there. So I guess I'll just give some final thoughts and cut this off because I could talk about this all day. You know, and this comment sums up everything perfectly. One that's on my editing thing right here. I didn't know where to put it in, so I'll just keep it here. For one, thanks for anybody who actually sat through all this, because I don't know who you are or how your brain works, but if you think that any video trying to explain manipulation, any psychological findings, or, you know, something that's nuanced and detailed, if you expect for that to be 5 minutes long, like, just get off the internet. Why do you even exist? Why do you even bother to get involved in any information whatsoever? Like, do you expect to take a class and it be 2 minutes long? No. Like, to learn something or to find out about information, it's going to take you a while. But everybody just wants to know who to go after without actually thinking for themselves. So to all of those people, quite frankly, I don't give a damn if you have any thoughts or opinions on this, because you're not even sitting through to listen to the fucking evidence. But to everybody else, I haven't been here. You know, this is late. There's a bunch of stuff that I haven't had a chance to sit down and watch yet. I'm gonna try to make another video soon, and I'm gonna do a TLDR version of this, like a more cut down version, but that isn't gonna come out until I finish the other video, so it'll be much later. But man, like, you know, one thing that just pisses me off more than anything is the fact that there's so many people that you all know about who are like, no drama, be positive, unproblematic, you know, no, I don't like drama, there's too much drama, you just like talk about drama, you're too negative, right? But these are all the people who keep watching drama videos. And I've just realized through this BS, like, officially, like, completely understood that it's pure projection. These people live for drama, and they know that they live for it because they enjoy it. They enjoy finding someone to go after and tear down. You know, when I find out someone does something disgusting, I'm not like, oh, I want to rip them apart. I'm like, ugh. You know, as long as people know that they're disgusting, I don't even care. But it's the fact that they get away with it that disgusts me. Like, Nick is clearly not getting away with what he's been falsely accused of. So why are people going after him? You know, I wouldn't do that. So I make these videos and I talk about this stuff because I care about it. I think that it's important to actually discuss issues or share an opinion and speculate. It's important to question things. It's important to talk about stuff. And all these people who keep promoting positivity live for drama. They secretly live for it. Why do you think reality TV is so popular? Why do you think drama videos get so many views? You think it's because a bunch of negative people are watching them? No. Positive people take up the vast majority of the planet. Like a good 90%, 95% of the planet are positive and optimistic, or at least promote it. But yet drama videos get the most views. It's because they secretly live for it in the most disgusting way. They don't actually want to know what's right or wrong, have like more moral findings or like moral epiphanies or whatever. They don't take anything away from it other than, yay, I can justify harassing, picking on, ganging up on innocent people and punching them down. Fuck all of you.